Hello friends, welcome to Insights ICANN initiative. In today's topic, we are going to discuss about Hiroshima and Nagasaki nuclear bomb. Before we start our actual video, a small announcement for you. This announcement is exclusively only to Hyderabad based students. Or if you want to give Insight test series in Hyderabad, then this will be applicable. So there is a scholarship test is going to be conducted. It's only in Hyderabad branch. The scholarship test on the 12th August 2023. Based on the performance in the scholarship test, in the top 5 ranks, they'll get the 100% scholarship, and rank 6 to 25, 26 to 50, and 51 to 100, they'll get scholarship at various percentage. And the top 5 female aspirants, they'll get 100% scholarship. And this exam is applicable to all 3 streams of test series: integrated prelims, as well as year-long mains and insta prelims. For all these test series, this will be applicable. And if you give all the tests on time, then you will get access to the mains test series also. For further details, you can contact to the office number, and this particular one is available in the YouTube community page, or else the students who are in Hyderabad, even in my Telegram also, you can contact me personal. I can help you out as well. If you would like to reach to me in Telegram, just you can type as Santhosh Rao UPSC. Santhosh Rao UPSC. This is my Telegram ID, and I can help you out regarding this particular test series announcement. Okay, now let us see today's video topic. Okay, so today's video topic is about Hiroshima and Nagasaki attack. As usually, first we will finish the syllabus mapping. In terms of syllabus, it is helpful in GS paper 3, that is science and technology, as these are the development related to nuclear weapons, science and technology. And in terms of GS paper 1, it will be useful in the world history perspective. Now let us go to the video components. In video components, let us discuss why it is in news. This Hiroshima and Nagasaki, why it is in news. This is in news because today is the 9th August. You know that this Hiroshima attack was happened on the 6th August, and the Nagasaki attack was happened on the 9th August. So we are observing this Nagasaki day as a peaceful day. Okay, then history of Nagasaki day we will discuss, and the history of Hiroshima day, and the impact of this bombing, impact in terms of the Japan, and impact in terms of the world, and how this impact was carried forward in the Cold War that was between the Russia and USA. Then we will discuss about India's nuclear test and what kind of policies India follows in its nuclear doctrine, such as no first use policy and deterrence policy. Those kind of issues also we will discuss. Apart from this, some international agreements which are regulating the nuclear weapons, such as non-proliferation treaty, those also will be covered. Okay, so some sort of information related to nuclear things recently we discussed when I done the video on the Oppenheimer. If you missed out that video, please watch that Oppenheimer related video also. There you will get some information regarding this Manhattan project and the role of Oppenheimer and all these things. Now let us go back to the why it is in news. Let's see. Nagasaki Day is observed on 9th of August to promote the peace politics as well as the raise of awareness about bomb attack on Nagasaki. Mainly, we are observing this day as a symbol of peaceful politics. That means now we should not have that kind of situation again to use the nuclear bomb. Because when you are using the nuclear weapons, it is going to be a disaster on humankind. It is going to have a long-term impact on the people and community and relation between the countries also. You know that here in this one, you can see Harry Truman. He was the one who ordered the usage of nuclear bomb on Japan. And Oppenheimer, he was the brain behind this development of the nuclear bomb. And that is the reason we are considering him as a father of nuclear bomb. Okay. Next, history of Nagasaki Day. In the World War II, actually, Japan was fought against America and Allied country. You know that. In World War II, countries divided as Allied as well as Axis powers. In Axis powers, Japan, and in the Allied powers, USA, UK, France, and some other countries are, Russia. These are the Allied powers. In Axis powers, Japan, and tell me students, what are the other countries present in the Axis powers? Okay, try to include your answers in comment section. In World War II, initially Germany was surrendered. It was surrendered on 8th of May 1940. 5. After the surrendering of the Germany, it led to the end of the World War II in Europe. But in the Asia Pacific, this war was continued. In the Potsdam Declaration in July 1945, America urged Japan to surrender. In spite of the America's request or order, whatever it may be, Japan did not surrender, and Japan was adamant to surrender. And of course, by that time, Japan occupied majority of the China and these islands like Philippines, Indonesia, Singapore. All these things are occupied by Japan, and America was fighting very hard against the Japan. Actually, these areas are tropical areas, Indonesia and all these things, and it was very difficult for Americans to fight against Japan. And a lot of human loss also was happened with respect to America. To overcome all that, to end the war quickly, then America decided the launching of atomic bombs on Japan. At that time, President was Harry Truman. He authorized the usage of atomic bombs against USA. The code names for Hiroshima was Little Boy, and the bomb we used was uranium bomb. It was on 6th of August 1945, Hiroshima Day. And the Nagasaki one, the code name was Fat Man, and the bomb used was plutonium bomb on the city of Nagasaki. Tell me, students, why they chose the city of Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Was there any reason behind that? If you know, put your answer in comments. Why they chose this Hiroshima and Nagasaki? What is the impact of this nuclear bombing? The impact is obviously lot of human loss was happened, lot of property was damaged, and this nuclear bomb was also had very long-term impact. Some kind of diseases also spread in the population which experienced this nuclear attack. This destruction was happened around 2.5 kilometers distance. Around 28,000 people died in Hiroshima, and around 75,000 people died in Nagasaki. That was the immediate death. Apart from that, the survivors of these bombings, they experienced a long-term health consequences such as leukemia, thyroid disease, breast cancer and lung cancer, this kind of things. And the reasons for the bombing, this Hiroshima, Nagasaki, what are the reasons? The reasons behind, number one, America wanted to end the war quickly because already Germany surrendered and Japan fighting. The fight with Japan was costing lot to USA. Like I said earlier, USA was finding very difficult to counter Japan. That's the reason they wanted to end the war quickly. Next, and some people believe that it was America's response of Japan attack on Pearl Harbor. You know that Pearl Harbor is one of the navy base of America, where actually when Japan attacked that Pearl Harbor, that was the one that was a trigger point for America's presence in this World War II. Some says that was a revenge one, and some says that this Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they were chosen because they were industrial and military facilities, and if we attack them, then Japan is very difficult to recover. That is the reason these two cities were chosen. And the one more thing is, after the World War II, America wanted to remain a strong nuclear force. That is the reason they wanted to test these nuclear weapons, and they tested these nuclear weapons to show their strength to the rest of the world, and especially they wanted to convey to the Russia about their strength, their might in the nuclear weapons. You know that, students, at that time, America believed that might is right. Might is right. That whoever powerful, they are right. This kind of, you might have find this kind of discussion in the Plato's theory of justice. If you are from PSAR student, you might have know the Plato theory of justice there. When Socrates was having some discussion with certain, like Greek people in Athens, one person says that might is right. Whoever powerful, they are right. Okay, that kind of ideology used to be followed by USA. Then significance of Nagasaki Day. Still this day, this observed as Black Day. Observed as Black Day in Japan. And in Japan, some generations were wiped out because of this attack. And this day is celebrated as peaceful coexistence. And of course, after the Hiroshima and Nagasaki attacks, Japan completely scaled down its nuclear or its military spending, and it concentrated on the recovery program, and now we have seen that Japan emerged as one of the dominant economy in international politics. The result of Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombing, Japan surrendered. Of course, this was the intention behind America, officially at least. The war was officially ended on 2nd September 1945, and Japan became pacifist, that means not promoting any nuclear weapons, and the non-nuclear country. And this attack led to the beginning of the Cold War between the America and USSR. America and USSR, and USSR also, they started accelerating their nuclear development program after they have seen the power of the America. Now, if you look at the numbers, country with highest number of nuclear weapons, obviously Russia, it followed with USA with a very little gap, and then China, France and UK, Pakistan and India. So these are the countries with nuclear weapons. Next, some of the international agreements related to the regulation of nuclear weapons. They are Treaty on the Non-Proliferation Treaty, as well as Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, CTBT. You know, India did not sign on the Non-Proliferation Treaty because India claiming that this Non-Proliferation Treaty is a very discriminatory in nature. Okay, why it is discriminatory in nature? Because it is allowing the nuclear weapons with the developed countries, that P5 countries, but it is not allowing the nuclear weapons in the other countries. This is obviously discriminatory in nature, so India completely rejecting this non-proliferation treaty, and India did not sign. Regarding the India's nuclear test, India done its first nuclear test, Pokhran 1, on 18th of May 1974 at Pokhran test range in Rajasthan, and the code name for this was Smiling Buddha, and this officially described as peaceful nuclear explosion. You know that, students, in 1974, after we done the nuclear test, in response to our nuclear test, countries with uranium supplies, they established NSG, Nuclear Suppliers Group. Whereas the Pokhran 2 is about the conducting of 5 nuclear tests on the days between the 11th to 13th May 1998. The code name was Operation Shakti. This was the India's second successful nuclear test. This time Prime Minister was Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and the first time Prime Minister was Indira Gandhi. And India's nuclear policy mainly based on following things. One is a no first use policy. That means unless until some country attacked us with nuclear weapons, we don't ever use the nuclear weapons on our own initially. That means we never attack any country with nuclear weapons. Okay, first one. Second, credible minimum deterrence. We don't develop nuclear weapons just to show our strength. We develop nuclear weapons, or we maintain nuclear weapons only to discourage other countries to attacking from India. Okay, to prevent attack on India, we maintain just a minimum number of nuclear weapons. And non-use against non-nuclear weapon states. India never used nuclear weapons against the non-nuclear countries. This is also one of the principles we follow. But Russia is not this kind of policy. Russia is not hesitate to use nuclear weapons on the against Ukraine. Ukraine officially non-nuclear country, but India is not like that. India never use nuclear weapons against the non-nuclear country. And retaliation to nuclear attack. India will retaliate definitely if any country try to or dare to attack us with nuclear weapons. So these are the few premises based on this. We follow our nuclear policy or usage of our nuclear weapons is based on these premises. Next, what is the way ahead? The way ahead is obviously Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They were among the most tragic and most controversial in the human history. And these are the highest phase in the World War II. It can be seen as a culmination of the World War II. And the bombings, it brought world attention to the race for nuclear weapons, and it also raised so many concerns in terms of the morality, ethics, and long-term implication of the nuclear weapons. Of course, we have seen regarding the Oppenheimer what kind of ethical dilemmas he faced after this nuclear attack was happened. Even after this nuclear attack, Russia tried to scale up their nuclear weapons, and it led to the obviously Cold War between the Russia and USA. These are the far-reaching consequences because of this nuclear attack. Let's see yesterday's video question. Which of the following statements are not correct? Okay, India currently does not have any acquired states. It's a right one because we already acquired states like Sikkim and all these things. UT is the area which is directly under the control of central government, right? Delhi has been known as National Capital Region since 1992, right? Of course, this added the Article 239 AA, this one. And the last one, the Andaman Nicobar Island come under the jurisdiction of Madras High Court. No, it comes under the Calcutta High Court. Okay. Next, let us see today's question. Today's MCQ. Which of the following statements best reflect the impact of India's nuclear test in 1974? India done the nuclear test in 1974, and what is the best impact of that test? So read these statements carefully and put your answer in comment section. Mains one. Examining the ethical dilemmas associated with nuclear weapons. What are the ethical dilemmas and their global implications? What kind of implications they are having at global level, and how do international agreements and treaties they seek to address these challenges? That means how international treaties are regulating these kind of challenges involving in the development of nuclear weapons. As we reach to the end of the video, we will revise quickly before we concluding. So in today's video, we discussed about Hiroshima Day, Nagasaki Day, and conditions leading to the usage of nuclear weapons, and the Harry Truman and Oppenheimer. We also discussed about the impact of this nuclear attack on Japan, as well as on the world in general, how it led to the development of Cold War between the US and USSR. We also discussed about some of the international agreements which are regulating the nuclear weapons, and we also discussed about India's nuclear test and their code names, and the policy behind the development of India's nuclear weapons, on which premises we use nuclear weapons also we discussed. And so apart from that, we also discussed about the way ahead related to this nuclear weapons. So this is the detailed analysis regarding the Hiroshima and Nagasaki days.